All right, let's talk about a huge shift that's happening in business leadership right now. See, the whole conversation around AI is finally moving out of the server room and, you guessed it, straight into the boardroom. So, this is your playbook for AI governance, looking ahead to 2026.
And mark my words, by 2026, which is just around the corner, every single leader out there is going to face the exact same defining test. And it has nothing to do with innovation or disruption or any of those usual buzzwords. No, the real challenge, it all boils down to control.
This is it. This is the question that boards, investors, and regulators are already starting to ask. It sounds so simple, right? But the answer, or the lack of one, could literally make or break their entire business.
And that gets right to the heart of it. AI governance is not some technical problem that you can just hand off to the engineers to solve. It's a leadership challenge, plain and simple. And it demands a clear, confident answer from the very top.
So what are we really talking about when we say AI governance? You hear the term thrown around all the time, usually buried in a ton of jargon. Let's cut through all that noise and get to a simple, practical definition.
When you strip it all down, AI governance is just this. It's the framework you build to make sure your AI systems do exactly what you expect them to do, and nothing more. It's all about making sure it's safe, predictable, and that ultimately a human is in control.
And this framework, it breaks down into a few key parts. First up, you've got to set clear, non-negotiable rules for what the AI can and can't do. Second, you have to make sure a person, not some black box algorithm, is accountable for the outcomes. Third, you need a process to actually check that the AI's results are accurate and fair. Fourth, you strategically place humans in the loop for any really critical decisions. And finally, and this is so important, you create a clear path for when the AI gets stuck. It has to know when to raise its hand and ask for help.
And here's the thing that makes this so much less scary. This isn't some brand new alien concept we have to invent from scratch. It's a discipline that every business leader already gets. You're just applying it to a powerful new asset.
I mean, think about it like this. You already have financial governance, right? It's risk management for your money. Well, AI governance uses the exact same playbook. Boundaries, controls, accountability, but for your intelligent systems. It's a familiar process for a new kind of technology.
So let's fast forward to 2026. This isn't going to be some theoretical chat. It's going to be a standard line item on every board's agenda. So what are the specific questions that make up this board test? What are leaders going to have to know cold?
It all really boils down to 6 key areas of expectation. And listen, these are not technical questions. They're fundamental questions about oversight, about strategy, and about control. Your board's questions are going to be super direct. Do we even know where all our AI systems are? What are their guardrails? Where exactly does a human step in? What happens when things go wrong? How have we tiered the risks? And what's our actual, realistic plan for the future? It's all about proving you're managing this stuff with discipline.
Okay, let's zoom in on that risk level question for a second. Your board is absolutely going to expect to see this kind of clear-eyed thinking. It shows you're not just treating all AI the same. You get that an internal email sorting tool is worlds apart from an AI system that touches financial reporting or, say, customer safety. This is what mature risk management looks like.
All right, so we've got the test questions. Now for the most important part, the answers. This is the playbook for responding with total clarity and authority, proving that leadership is in the driver's seat, not the technology.
This is the big one. It's the question that cuts right to the heart of the board's responsibility. They're not asking for a technical guarantee, because that's impossible. They're asking for a process that keeps the company safe.
So a strong, credible answer doesn't get lost in the weeds of algorithms. It focuses on the process. It clearly defines the red lines, anything with financial, legal, or customer impact, and then it explains the safety net, a human in the loop, and a pause and escalate protocol. See, it's a business answer, not a tech answer.
Okay, the next big question that keeps boards up at night, the shifting sands of regulation. With big things like the EU AI Act coming online, they need to know the company isn't just flying blind and hoping for the best.
You know, a really mature response avoids all the hype about getting ahead of regulation. I mean, that's often impossible. Instead, it shows a realistic and sustainable strategy. We watch the global standards for accountability and transparency as they emerge, and we align our own framework with them. That is a grounded, totally defensible position. When you step back and look at all of this, you realize all these questions and all these answers are pointing to one fundamental truth. This isn't just about managing a new technology, it's about a deep shift in what we expect from our leaders.
Look, your board doesn't want a lecture on neural networks. They are not looking for a data scientist to be the CEO. What they do expect, what they will demand, is proof of leadership. They want to see clear boundaries, solid human oversight, defined accountability, and just proof that you are in control of the technology.
So here's the bottom line, the one thing to remember from all of this. Success in the age of AI isn't about becoming a technologist. It's about applying the same timeless principles of good leadership, discipline, accountability, risk management to an incredibly powerful new tool.
And that really leaves us with one final crucial question to think about. As we look towards 2026 and beyond, is it possible that the biggest risk we face isn't that our AI would be too powerful, but that our leadership frameworks will be too weak?